I just had my brakes start locking up on me, just this wheel right here, the left rear wheel, and it just gave me a suspicion the way it was locking up when I was just driving across the parking lot with it, that it has a leak. I figured, well, something's leaking in there, and it turns out that it's going to be a wheel cylinder, because I touched this moist area down here. It's not dripping wet, and I smelled it. It's definitely brake fluid. I know I changed a wheel cylinder up on the top here when I bought the truck a couple of years ago, so that's a replaced wheel cylinder up there. I believe it's going to turn out to be the bottom wheel cylinder, but it could be the top one. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure the top one I replaced, but I have a couple of wheel cylinders. We're going to go on ahead and get this apart. This is a dump truck, so it has two wheel cylinders, one on top and one on the bottom. To get this brake apart, there's two ways of doing it. If you got a wheel jack, you can just take the axle out by taking these bolts out right here, pull the axle out of there, jack the truck up, of course, and you can slide the duals and the drum all out together on the wheel jack, or even a pallet jack, if you have one of those, will work. I have an old rusty pallet jack that's not working right now, and I don't have time to fix it. I'll just go on ahead and do it the hard way, and that's okay, because for the video we'll show you how to balance these Dayton wheels and get those back into, get those trued up again. First thing I'm going to do is jack it up a little bit, and then go ahead and take these clamps off, those Dayton clamps there, to get the wheels off. We're putting this Harbor Freight jack to the test. Looks like it's doing real good. This is the one it is. Pittsburgh heavy duty 3-ton. Purposely leaving about 3/4 of an inch of space above that jack stand, and the other jack stand's over here out of the way, because I need to work in here a little bit. Yeah, this truck weighs about 10,000 pounds empty. I'm not sure what it weighs on the back axle. It's going to have to be at least 4,000 pounds, so that's at least 2 tons. And it did go up pretty good. It's not sinking down, so yeah, this jack, as far as I'm concerned, it's passing for me. Anyway, I took an air hose and I cleaned off all these fittings real good. I sprayed a little oil on them first, little WD-40. I cleaned the top one off too. I'm pretty sure I changed that top one when I bought this truck about 2 years ago, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking I changed one of these. Anyway, one of them's leaking, or something is leaking brake fluid in that brake, and so I'm going to open this thing up. But it almost has to be a wheel cylinder, and that's why I'm getting ready to change this one, if that's going to be the case. But we have to open up the brakes to find out. Got to make sure everything here is cracked loose. I'm going to do it now while I've got while the wheels are still on, and then I'll put the jack stand under it in case we do have issues with the jack later. This is one of the crucial parts, is to get this brake line cracked loose. This truck is an '83 model. It's old. I don't know if these brake lines have ever been replaced. I think they probably have, but I did get this to crack loose, and the nut is turning freely on the line, so that's good. We will not have to be changing the brake line, but I need 2 hands to do this, so I just wanted to crack it loose anyway. I'm not going to take it off until I'm ready to. And I don't know this other brake line that goes up to the top, this one here, that goes up to the top wheel cylinder, but I'm going to crack it loose anyway to make sure I can get it off if I need to. Now I'm going to go ahead and crack these. Looks like there's only 3 bolts holding the wheel cylinder on. So we'll take those 3, crack them loose, and then we'll go on ahead and take the wheels off, or put the jack stand under here, because it's in my way if I put it in now, and then we'll take the wheels off. got all these connections, all these 3 bolts, and both of these lines are cracked loose now. I'm ready to come on the outside and take the wheels off. Not used to working on split rim wheels. I did it wrong. I was supposed to leave these nuts on there to catch those clamps when they blow off. Only one of them hit me, but it didn't hurt me. But I gotta find one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta find one more. I said split rim. I meant to say Dayton wheels. These were split rim, but the tire man on my day job got me these tubeless wheels that fit on here, so I don't have to mess with split rims anymore, because the tires that were on this truck were obsolete. They needed to be replaced, but they were not available. But he got them for me. I got that off, and I'm going to pull the axle out now, but before I do that, I'm going to get this thing to lean over to the other side. And since I picked it up with one jack in the middle, I'm just going to pick up this jack right here, this jack stand, lower that one. I'm going to lower the jack down so that it'll sit on this stand and go down until that wheel about touches the ground, and that will get all the oil in the differential to lean over to the other side so that we don't have so much oil rolling out of this axle when we pull it out. There, now we got it. That side's sitting on the ground, this side's up in the air a little bit higher. The oil will be leaning over to the other side there. I'll go ahead and get a drain pan underneath that and then pull the axle out. I sprayed a little penetrating oil on these threads first, not to get them off easier, but just to lubricate them, because they're going to have rust on them, they're going to have dirt on them from being out exposed, and it's just a lot easier on the threads if they have a little oil on them when you take them off. Need to go the other direction. Okay, we got one that's going to do this to me. It's alright. Yeah, the nut's stuck on there. The whole stud's coming out. And a bunch of these little washers in there. I don't want to lose them. I don't think they're going to fly, but I'm going to go on ahead. Just stick these nuts on there. Because these are tiny. They'll be hard to find. That clamp for the wheels wound up underneath the wheel. It was easy to find, and it's big. But these washers in here are conical shaped and they're small. See what shape that is? So that's a special washer. That's not, I don't even want to call it a washer. I don't know what you'd call it. popping out. Got one more left. Stick. There. They all popped out now. That's it for part one. On part two, we're going to loosen up the brake shoes and pull the drum and the hub off and start cleaning up the brake shoes.